Hey guys, this is Steve from The Checkpoint and this is Card Hunter. Card Hunter is an isometric strategy card game available now for free on Steam. Developed by Blue Manchu, Card Hunter is a collaborative effort by a bunch of developers and designers from games such as BioShock and Thief, and as I said before, the game is available for download for free right now on Steam, so I'll leave a link to that in the description, as well as an annotation in the top left of the screen. So Blue Manchu is a team looking to create something different, and Card Hunter is just that, bringing in ideas from nostalgic tabletop card strategy games such as Dungeons and Dragons. Card Hunter's main draw is its addictive strategic gameplay. I found that as a player with little to no experience in this card game genre, the user interface seemed a bit daunting at first, and there were lots of tabs and controls and buttons to the point where the game felt bordered in by UI and surrounded by the UI, but I soon realised that the interface wasn't as complicated as I first thought, and the hints and tips provided give a great balance between knowledge and humour, which made it simple to ease into the game one step at a time. The overall aesthetic of the game is nothing revolutionary, but it does fit the genre very well and sticks to simplistic animations rather than over-the-top, out-of-place ones. This also makes it a lot less of a hassle to focus on your next attack rather than getting distracted by some nonsensical, chaotic animation. And also, by keeping the boards flat, the game allows you to have maximum control of what you're seeing and what's around you without obstructions. Also, the way the squares kind of light up to show areas of damage from terrain damage or environmental damage is really useful because it shows just where the attack is actually going to affect and how your teammates are going to be affected by it. So it shows areas of damage, areas of poisoning, stuff like that, and it's really useful for, giving you a hint of how to play your next card. The sound design for the game is majoritively good, with a few displeasures that could be smoothed out in the future. The voicing of the narrator, who I think is called Gary, I'm not sure, I kept seeing that name pop up. Maybe I was hallucinating some guy called Gary. The voicing for the narrator is grinding sometimes, and I'm sure that there's some way to silence him through audio settings and stuff like that, but I found he got on my nerves multiple times during the gameplay actually. I think that could be turned down just a little bit, but aside from that, the soundtrack is really good. The triumphant music once you complete an adventure is really satisfying, and the contrast between the almost silent core gameplay, while you're actually in the midst of a battle, and the uplifting results screen music really makes you feel accomplished and proud of your latest win. I found the looting and trading system in the game to be really simple but effective. It's all operated through a drag and drop system, and there's no need to spend copious amounts of time, tweaking and adjusting your classes because the stats come in basic forms of the level you need to wield a weapon and the rarity of the weapon itself. So different weapons bring different cards into the mix. So it's great to have such variety when it comes to picking different playstyles, and you really get a thrill from getting a new weapon, because it's not like, oh, I got a new weapon, that's great and all, but it's only one thing. No, you actually get a whole new, set of cards, and it's really pleasing to see new cards and new items come from such a simple thing as picking up a weapon. This whole game seems to be about the most simplistic of ideas, but they do them in such a way that makes them seem just so fulfilling, and I really, really enjoy that, especially from a team of its size, of quite a small size. It's kind of working with the dynamic that bigger doesn't always mean better. So they, certain elements such as right-clicking to see the details on a card, or, opening a chest to reveal a weapon is really simple, but it feels really, really uplifting, and I really like how they've done that. Overall, for parts of the game I didn't enjoy as much. There were, as I said already, some sound effects like the narrator. I didn't quite like that as much as everything else. And also, the UI seemed a bit daunting at first, especially in the tutorial. Like, when I first loaded up the game, I was like, oh my god, I have no idea what I'm doing, because it throws you straight into the midst of a battle. So it's kind of like, what do I do? All these buttons, all these controls, I don't know what any of these do, all these tabs. And so I think the UI could piece itself together as you progress along the game. It's a small touch, but I think it could really help. say perhaps you get past a certain level, then in the next mission it introduces you to this tab in the top left or this tab in the top right as you progress through your levels. I think that could really help introduce you to new parts of the game without kind of throwing you into the mix on your first battle. That's just a small thing. You get used to it very fast and it's very simple to ease into, but I think that definitely helps some new players to the genre, like me, who has never played a tabletop strategy game before. So overall, I definitely recommend even just trying out the game. It can seem a bit daunting at first, but once you get into it, I'm sure you'll enjoy it a huge amount, regardless of whether you're a tabletop strategist or not. And even if you're unsure, it's worth a download and to try out because it's free on Steam right now. So do yourself a favour and go pick up a copy. I've been grinding through this game, I really enjoy it. Thanks for watching guys, and stay tuned for more gaming content here on The Checkpoint.